So my first fantasy series is a portal fantasy called The Sunset
Okay.
Lands Beyond. There's 3 books. It's a trilogy. I think I said that. It's about a young woman from Earth that meets a mysterious stranger. He tells her basically, you are the prophesied savior of another world, a parallel world, Aresia, and she is a chosen one, but she's a very reluctant chosen one because this is far outside the scope of anything she's ever heard of or dreamed of. But
Aren't we
she,
all sometimes?
yeah. But she's taken to Aresia, and it takes her 3 books to figure out her magic and her powers and to accept the idea that she really is a prophesied savior and to defeat the powers that are threatening Aresia. So that was my first published work. And then I did, I'm starting a follow-up series to that. There's 1 book out, and the follow-up series it has side characters from the original trilogy, and they become main characters in this follow-up series. So
Okay.
there's 1 book out with that, and I'm currently writing a second, and there's 2 more planned.
Is that Stones of
Um,
Fire or is that something different?
no, that's Aregia. Stones of Fire is my
Okay.
urban fantasy series.
Okay.
It's not tied to Aregia. It is set in the Fort Worth, Texas area because
That's
I
right. You
really
told me
like that
that.
area.
Which I live about 30 minutes from there. So
Yeah,
I'll have to check it out. Yeah.
yeah. I mentioned there's a few spots in Fort Worth that I mentioned that I had scenes take place, like the Fort Worth Botanic Gardens that I
Okay.
visited with my sister who lives in the area.
Very cool.
So it was fun to set a series and ground it in a place where I've actually been,
Yeah.
you
Real
know.
life research. I mean, there's lots to see
Yes.
in Fort Worth.
Yeah. Yeah, I actually had my brother-in-law drive me over there when I was writing the series to look at take pictures outside the gates so I could kind of set the scene there with looking at these pictures and, try to get it right. So,
Awesome.
so that's an urban fantasy series. It's shapeshifters, but they're not your typical like werewolf shifters. I did creatures from mythology from all around the world. There's from Africa, Australia, all over Europe.
Hey, to hear the rest of my talk with fantasy author Sarah Ashwood, you can find my Facebook page. That's facebook.com/Samuel N. Harris/live, or listen to our talk on my Fractured Fiction podcast, which you can find on Anchor, Spotify, or Google. It should be one of the most recent episodes on both places. Also, learn more about Sarah and her books at sarahashwoodauthor.com. Thanks for listening.